Escape from New York. Dun, dun, dun. By the millions, oh yeah. Is Pelosi out? Oh, I hope so. And Mississippi's escaped monkeys. One woman's way of dealing with it. We'll talk about that and more. Welcome to the J. Sheldon Show. We are live on Rumble and we are live on X. And welcome in. Great to have you along for the ride. Hello, Maryland. Where is everybody? They're coming. They're coming. Be patient. Praise the Lord. Oh, man. Is it over yet? No, it's just begun. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I just spit. You see that little spittle came out? Better stop doing that. We got a lot going on. There really is. There's a ton happening. And we're going to chat about it, give you a couple opinions. This is a news commentary show where we try and give you a few headlines. We don't cover all the big major stuff because you know what? You can find that anywhere. Hopefully you're not finding it on places like MSNBC or what is the one called now? MS Now? Or CBS or ABC or NBC or CNN. Please don't. Absolute. By the way, did you see? I thought, and in fact, I said so yesterday, I thought CBS did a bang-up job interviewing President Trump. The show they put out was quite fair, quite good. Now I see, apparently there was some juicy bits behind the scenes that never made air. And a little bit of deceptive editing. Oh, yeah. So CBS, I take back what I said yesterday. You're idiots. Scum of the earth, calling yourself news people. You ain't. You're a platform for the left. That's it. That's all it is. All right. So, elections. Yeah. This is a mess, and it's going to get worse. I promise you. All you little liberal socialists have no idea what New York City is in for. And there is thought now that millions may flee New York City, and boy, I hope so. New York City has been for years and years and years one of the major centers of global finance, of trade. The business of New York, as the saying goes, is business, or it was. The one consistent in history is the lack of constance. A place like New York, once occupied as a business center, a banking center, and all of that may be very, very soon coming to a screeching halt. Why? Because a self-described democratic socialist, Zoran Mamdani, is apparently about to become your next mayor. And it is beyond me, even for liberals, that you would vote for this man. The election's underway. He leads in every poll. Insane. Every matchup, although Cuomo has narrowed the lead a bit, and Cuomo's, okay, the better choice, but he ain't the best choice. Why people cannot get behind Curtis Sliwa, who has been busting his balls for New York City for decades now, is just beyond me. One of the likely results of a Mamdani win will be the exodus. The Red Seas, or in this case, the George Washington Bridge, will part. Productive estimates are that as many as 760,000 people may flee New York for greener pastures. And I cannot blame any single one of them. Hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers are prepared to bolt from the Big Apple if socialist candidate Zoran wins today's mayoral race. potentially setting the stage for the largest population flight in U.S. history. That is from a new poll that just came out yesterday. 765,000 people of the 8.4 million residents who call New York City their home are preparing to leave. About 9% of New Yorkers sharing they would definitely leave the city if this communist is elected. I know socialist, but whatever. If those residents were to leave, it would be equal to the population of Washington, D.C., all getting up and leaving. Or same as Las Vegas, same population. Seattle, the entire population, if they just left, that's how many more than 750,000 a million people are. 25% of New Yorkers, about 2.12 million, said they would consider packing up and leaving. Now that means they don't mean it, but that's what they said. High earners, those making over $250,000 a year, said they would absolutely, definitely, without a doubt, get out. The high earners. Now, consider that those surveys are taking place right now. This was just yesterday. The election hadn't even taken place yet. Now, granted, a lot of Mamdani's loony supporters and his crazy ideas just can't happen. The mayor doesn't even have the power to do things like hiking taxes unilaterally. But there is nothing, nothing good about a Mamdani majority mayoralty for a productive New Yorker. Nothing. This city, no matter how great its past may be, no city can survive without productive residences. And every one of his stated objectives would be bad for those people. Honestly, if you wanted to deliberately wreck the economy of a major city, implementing every Mamdani policy would get the job done. Just like that. It gets worse. Oh, yeah. But wait, it's worse. This exodus of the productive could have implications for the Big Apple that go way beyond Mamdani. This is the exodus of the productive would also be an exodus of the few remaining moderates in New York. Imagine that. In its place, what was once one of the planet's greatest cities, indeed, been there thousands of times, grew up in Connecticut. I was 2 hours away from New York City, spent a lot of time there. Possible majority consisting of the last remaining limousine leftists and the dependency class. Oh, they'll still be there for sure, who can be utterly relied on to vote for any future Mamdani-style candidate. The promise of an endless stream of free stuff. It's honest to God, folks, this is a shame what's happening here. For a lot of years, if you were to speculate as to which one of the world's great cities would be considered a capital of the world, it would have been New York City. There is no doubt about it. This not now, years ago. And clearly that is no longer the case. Leaving Mamdani in Gracie Mansion may just put that notion to rest once and for all. Goodbye, New York. Cause a backlash? Things in New York under this communist who's never done an honest day's work in his life? Would it be so bad that New York's remaining voters will cry, enough? We're going to find out today. We're going to find out today. Yes, indeed, Maryland, there are elections across other parts of the country, including Connecticut, my home state. Praying for the elections, Maryland says, everywhere, and especially Connecticut. It's a critical year for all elections. I pray most have come to see the truth, but it's scary. Unfortunately, as I just said, as I says, that's not the case in New York City. New York, like I said, bye-bye. Absolute shame. But you get what you play for. Incredible. Incredible. What else happened? Oh. Just how far gone is Dearborn, Michigan? Very far. A wild revelation about a thwarted ISIS attack. Yeah, that ISIS. Exposes exactly how far gone Dearborn is. Yesterday, Kash Patel announced the FBI had thwarted, listen to this, an Islamic terrorist attack that was hatched in Dearborn, Michigan. According to the criminal complaint, Mohamed Ali, Majed Mahmoud, both of whom were reportedly naturalized citizens from an as of now undisclosed country in the Middle East, planned to carry out their slaughter on Halloween. Their code name for their plan was Pumpkin. Search warrants conducted at their homes and a storage unit revealed a huge stockpile of weapons, ammunition, tactical vests, GoPro cameras, so of course they're planning on filming the whole thing. This is exactly like the live streaming that took place October 7th during those attacks, remember? Several other currently unnamed co-conspirators also allegedly part of the plot. All of this began in Dearborn, Michigan, which has become the most Islamicized city in the country and a growing haven for absolute extremism. Dearborn is insane. The Muslim mayor screamed recently at a concerned resident to get out, accusing him of being an Islamophobe. His sin? Opposing the naming of a street after a Hamas supporter, Osama Silbiani. Yeah, that's what they wanted to do. Exactly how far down the rabbit hole has Dearborn gone with this takeover? Well, one revelation spoke to that. Dearborn-based jihadi whisperer's father was sought for guidance by recently indicted would-be jihadists who allegedly plotted a Halloween massacre, and he seemed, this jihadi whisperer, seemed to tell them to go right ahead with their attack, ASAP. You think about the implications of that. One individual described as the Islamic ideologue, and that person allegedly has a long history of publicly espousing support for ISIS. One of the attackers posted videos from that person on their Instagram. Apparently, none of this seemed at all out of line to everybody in Dearborn. Business as usual. The attacker then called the father of the Islamic ideologue, claiming he had a dream to do a good deed. Instead of showing any suspicion, the response was encouragement. This didn't happen in Kabul. Ramallah, Baghdad. This happened in a city that was once a slice of Americana. After decades of Muslim immigration, Dearborn basically has become a third world country, barely policed by any outside forces. Extremism festers everywhere in Dearborn. You have public figures cheerleading ISIS while mosques continue to preach hate and violence. Adoption of American ideals and culture? Not even close. And this is the fruit of exactly that. All this because of the willful neglect of politicians, which is fast becoming a very dirty word. Local, federal, there are no easy answers left. So many of these Islamists in Dearborn are now naturalized citizens, having abused the asylum system over years, and to be sure, they have absolutely no plans whatsoever to stop their expansion of Islamic influence throughout this country. Meanwhile, the Democrats, who have created this problem, sit on the sidelines, happy to just sit there and cry bigotry about anybody who would dare point out exactly how dangerous and anti-American all this bullshit is. Islamism is on the march forward. And the longer the Western world ignores it, out of cowardice, the worse it's going to get. I am not talking about your everyday, assimilated into our culture Muslims. I have a million of them who are my friends, very close friends, people I would trust my life with. I'm talking about these Islamic ISIS jihadist extremists. That's what I'm talking about. They are taking over. It isn't just going to be Dearborn. You can feel it. You can feel it in your guts. I know you can. This is not going to end well for one of us. Maryland says today's X was all about this kind of thing. Texas and everywhere. Italy, it's all about this. All the countries are saying the same thing, but it is truly worse there. Well, you're right about that. It is truly worse there. No doubt about it. Nancy Pelosi, could she be on her way out? She's like 1,000 years old. She looks like it. She drinks like a fish. And it may be her swan song days. Oh, I hope so. I so hope so. But before we talk about that, let us tell you about something exciting. And that is my Patriot Supply, a new sponsor here on the show. Because not just one department, one politician, one scandal. The rot in this country goes very deep, top to bottom, way beyond the big flashy headline-grabbing scandals, corruption. You think back to the natural disasters we've experienced, Hurricane Katrina, tanker derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, fires in Maui, LA, Hurricane Helene, the floods in North Carolina. Some of these people to this day are still waiting for help. They've still lost their homes and their loved ones, more importantly. And they've had to make go on their own. They've had to find ways to survive. What can you do? In an emergency, you're on your own. With the ridiculous bullcrap of FEMA, including, you saw the article, we covered it on this show, ignoring homes that had Trump signs in front of it. Yeah. You're on your own, folks. No one's coming to save you, and at least not until it's too late. So what do? Well, you can do what patriotic Americans have been doing for generations. Take responsibility. You take care of your family. You get prepared before panic sets in. The very first step, very foundation of any emergency plan is having your own food supply. And if you think you're squared away, I can almost guarantee you that you probably don't have enough emergency food. No matter how much you might have stocked, the likelihood is you don't have enough. Some say all you need is a few days' worth. Others don't even bother with emergency food. They figure, the grocery stores will be open, the pharmacies will be open, no need to stock up. You're wrong. You can never have enough. A true emergency does not have an emergency date. And right now you can prepare yourself with a special deal from My Patriot Supply. This is emergency food, and you will get an additional 4 weeks free when you order your 4-week emergency food supply when you get your 3-month emergency food supply. You use that QR code that's on your screen right now, and if you're listening on our podcast, go over to Rumble or X, check out the video. Not so far into the show. How long are we? About 23 minutes into the show. If you want to skip forward to this, you'll see that QR code on the screen there. And that will get you that special deal. This is food designed for disaster. 2,000 calories in a variety of food, 100% of the recommended daily allowances, 12 essential vitamins, minerals, every day for 90 days. And when you sign up using our link, you will get those additional free 4-week supply. My Patriot Supply, $247 off. That is a hell of a deal. Trusted quality. Their food scientists rigorously test their food at your safety, your convenience. It's all there. Check them out. My Patriot Supply. If you missed the QR code, there is a link down in our show notes. Thank you, My Patriot Supply. Great to have you on board here, helping out sponsor the show. We appreciate that. What do you got? How desperate are they? Across New Jersey, bomb threats at multiple polling locations prompted closures and relocations today. Man. Attorney General Matthew Plenkin says law enforcement, and then I missed the rest of it. Wow. This is nuts. Sorry, just trying to test something here as we go. Insane. Well, all right, Nancy Pelosi, could it be goodbye? Man, I hope so. If the scuttlebutt's right, former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, will finally be stepping down from Congress after these next midterms next year. Long been rumored, she is an octogenarian. She will be retiring. Potential successors building their brands, fundraising structures. NBC News reporting that after today's elections, Pelosi is going to announce she will not seek re-election to her own seat. But there's more to that story that Team Pelosi is spinning. Since this is a very safe seat in a very liberal part of California, regardless of whether Prop 50 passes or whether they finish counting ballots. Conservatives got to keep their celebrating to a bare minimum, folks. Part of the reason Pelosi retiring is she's going to be 86 today. In 2026 on Election Day. She'll be 86 years. 86 years old, folks. Credibly challenged by two far-left figures who've already got a great following and big bucks. California State Senator, the absolute idiot from San Francisco, Scott Wiener, who really is one. Saikat Chakrabarti, tech billionaire, founded Justice Democrats, served as AOC's chief of staff. He's another knucklehead on the board. Could pose a problem for Pelosi's succession plan. She wants her daughter, Christine, documentary filmmaker, Democrat activist. She wants her to essentially inherit her seat. Wiener is the legislator best known for passing pedophile-friendly and anti-parent legislation. Yeah, that's the same guy. Wiener announced his candidacy October 22nd. Made all about Trump and his MAGA extremists. There's his words. I'm running for Congress to defend San Francisco, our values, our people, and the Constitution of the United States with everything I have. I've stood up to violence. I hate my entire life. Trump and his MAGA extremists don't scare me. Idiot. During AOC's first term in Congress, Chakrabarti stoked conflict between his boss and Pelosi. AOC and Pelosi. Pelosi won that round, which forced him and Corbin Trent, who was AOC's then comms director, out. Gone. Pelosi claims we can't focus on impeachment because it's a distraction from the kitchen table issues. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Wiener seems a little salty that Chakrabarti thrown his hat into the race, since Wiener's been angling to replace Pelosi for years. Raised over $1 million, Wiener, waiting to formally announce his candidacy until there was an official retirement announcement from Pelosi. But once he heard that Chakrabarti was entering the race, had over 800 people at an early campaign event, Wiener decided to go ahead and make it official. You know, it can get worse, but I don't know how it can get much worse than the whole Pelosi thing. So frankly, at this point, as long as she's gone, honestly, I could care less. Just dump the old bag, get rid of this drunken idiot, and life will go on. It will be the mess that it has always been. Because, why? Because why? Because California, that's why. Verifying you're human. Yes, as far as I can tell, I'm human. What is going? Okay, sorry. The media's latest snap sob story just proved the critics right. With SNAP benefits having run out, November 1st, gone, so it's been 3 or 4 days. No end to the Schumer shutdown in sight, thanks to the Democrats' refusal to pass a clean continuing resolution. You can expect stories like this to flood social media and news reports. While 2 Trump judges ruled the Trump admin must fund SNAP, despite the fact that Congress, not judges, control spending, there is no date and no update as to when or if SNAP funding is going to be restored, even on an emergency basis. In New Mexico, one woman told the media the news she had no SNAP funds was detrimental to my life. while social media users pointed out the fact that she's been on the program for 30 years. Yeah, 30 years, folks. Give a look.
The first thing I did was grab my phone and call, and when I heard $0, my chest went into my throat.
Maggie Aragon has been a SNAP recipient for more than 3 decades. Even with these benefits, she says she also relies on food banks to get enough food.
I have depended on those benefits since the 1990s, and it's detrimental to my life if I don't get them.
There are more than 460,000 New Mexicans using SNAP benefits. Tonight, some of them telling us they don't have those right now. Friday, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced $30 million in state funds would be used to supply SNAP users starting November 1st.
We're going to choose feeding families over politics in New Mexico. We're going to do that right now.
Yeah, okay. Is she genuinely disabled? Unable to work? Or could this be a case, let's say, of dependency? 30 years this woman has been on this program. 30 years. Look, I feel sorry for people on a human basis, on a human level, but she hasn't been able to find a job in 30 years? 3 decades? Come on. Come on. Come on. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Hey, did you see Newsom's wife? Oh man, did she step in it. Newsom's wife goes after Trump and runs smack dab right into her and Gavin's past. It's fair to say things didn't exactly go well, as certainly didn't go as planned. Democratic Governor Newsom's wife, Jennifer Seibel Newsom, she tried to go after President Trump, got leveled by pesky facts about her and her husband's actions. Press con yesterday for the Newsom-backed Prop 50. Jennifer took to the podium to attack Trump as a failed leader. The event was designed to gain support for the passage of this California redistricting bullshit scheme that would reportedly temporarily sideline the role of the state's independent redistricting commission that's been tasked with drawing a congressional map. And good old Jennifer Seibel Newsom used her time to say this.
And I will tell you right now, I will not raise my children to think Donald Trump is an acceptable American leader. Nor that he is what the leader of our great country should behave like. I won't raise them to think his terror enables his power and that his greed equals success. He is the exact opposite of what real strength looks like. So in our house, Gavin and I will continue to teach our kids what strength really looks like.
Yeah, okay, lady. Newsom's wife continues, labeling Trump names like con artist, malignant narcissist, without any realization of the absolute hypocrisy she was spewing about her husband, who is, with all this and more, standing right beside her. Right there, you saw him right behind her. And a lot of people on social media leveled Jennifer with some rather inconvenient truths about her and her husband. Paul Cipula, Jennifer Seibel Newsom on President Trump. He's not an acceptable American leader. Didn't Gavin Newsom cheat on his ex-wife with his best friend's wife? He's not what strength really looks like, say, Harvey Weinstein, whom Jennifer had sexual relationships with. Mm-hmm. JSN tried to silence Rose McGowan about this whole Harvey Weinstein thing. But her brother-in-law, one of the Schillers in Bowles Schiller law firm, wrote, JSN slaughtered Ruby Rippy Torque, Gavin's former secretary, when Gavin had sex with Ruby after Ruby showed up passed out outside his door. The slime ball just continues. Fox News' Joe Concha reminded viewers about Newsom's dictatorial actions during COVID-19's pandemic. Ordered Californians to stay home while he and Jennifer went out. You remember that footage? Oh, yeah. Went out to eat with pals at a very, very, very expensive restaurant. Shut down schools for almost a year while he and Jennifer continued to send their kids to private schools that remained open. The French Laundry, that was what it was called. What an absolute joke. What an absolute joke. Monkeys in Mississippi. Have you heard this story? So funny. Well, it's not funny. It's actually quite serious and could be potentially quite dangerous. But these escaped monkeys were no match for one Mississippi mom. A Mississippi mom says she was taking zero chances when she shot and killed one of these escaped monkeys in her yard after her son alerted her that he had spotted it lurking around their yard. Group of primates are on the loose. There was a big rig crash back September 28th, which were carrying these research monkeys. They escaped into the woods of Mississippi. Well, Jessica Bond Ferguson told the AP she did what any mom would have done to protect her kids and the other kids in the area when she shot one of the 21 rhesus monkeys that had escaped days earlier from the crash. These animals are believed to be carrying dangerous diseases. Reports, however, later clarified that that was not the case. The mother of 5 with kids ranging from 4 to 16 years old said after her oldest told her he spotted the monkey 60 feet from their home, she didn't hesitate, grabbed her gun and a cell phone to call police and find the monkey. Said, I did what any other mom would do to protect her children. After spotting the monkey, I shot at it and it just stood there. And I shot again. And he backed up. And that's when he fell, dead right there. If it had attacked somebody's kid, she said, and I could have stopped it, it'd be a lot on me. She decided to shoot it before the police arrived. Kind of scary and dangerous that they're running around and people have kids playing in their yard. You know, disease carrying or not, these monkeys are dangerous. Not as dangerous as, let's say, a chimpanzee or a gorilla might be. But any monkey, any wildlife like that potentially is dangerous. This big rig, which was carrying the monkeys, who believed at that point to be carrying herpes and COVID, crashed just north of Heidelberg, and the animals escaped, led to a massive search in Mississippi. Sheriff office confirmed the wreck involved a truck carrying rhesus monkeys from Tulane University. Now, an update later, corrected the claim the monkeys were dangerous. This is what Tulane University said. Non-human primates at the TNBRC are provided to other research organizations to advance science. The primates in question belong to another entity and are not infectious. We're actively collaborating with local authorities and will send a team of animal care experts to assist as needed. So at least a little bit of good news. But folks, do not muck around. If I have any viewers and listeners in Mississippi, which I don't think I do, but just in case, or maybe you got friends there, tell them, they see these monkeys, you go the other way. Or you do what this mom did, you get your gun and you shoot them. Boom, dead. Dead right there. That's the expression we used to use, and I won't tell you where and why. Buffering was worst I've seen, so I went back to about Nancy, and so far not breaking up. I'm behind now, but at least not ready to scream. Yeah, I know the lag tonight is getting a little awkward. It's weird at best, and I can't tell you why. But yeah, it's odd at best. I'm trying to do what I can to keep it up to speed here, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Go, doesn't want to go. Okay, so enough about the monkeys, huh? Enough about the monkeys. What else have we got to do? Oh, Denver. Let's pick on Denver for a while, shall we? It's been a while since we talked much about Denver. The Denver incidents show gun control in Colorado working out just great. Since the shooting in a movie theater in Aurora, it's been rather clear Colorado lawmakers are tripping over themselves to become one of the most anti-Second Amendment states they can be. Oh, yeah. They keep passing laws, after all claiming to be about reducing gun violence. We keep saying the criminals don't follow the law. Duh. All that gets laughed off by the anti-Second Amendment types because they think they're so clever. The truth is, criminals don't follow the law. That's just the hard truth, folks. Only law-abiding citizens follow the law, which means the good guys get disarmed and the bad guys do what they want. You happy with that? Shooting in Denver. 3 people injured. Shots rang out just before 3 a.m. Sunday following a fight at a house party in gun control, Colorado. Shooting occurred in Denver, preceded by a large fight. 3 people shot, transported to the hospitals. None of the injuries were life-threatening. Halloween night, shooting at a party near Grand Junction, Colorado. 2 people dead. So 3 injured, 2 killed, 2 incidents over the weekend in Denver, where they have the most extensive gun control than the entire rest of the state even. Yeah. And some people still want to tell us that gun control works. Seriously? Look, let's understand, these incidents are probably not some regular guy just losing it, going on a killing rampage. These are likely criminal individuals, never lawfully able to own a gun but do anyway. Or they could have if they had legally obtained the gun just the same, which is what usually happens in these kind of incidents. Every town in Colorado, number 10 for gun safety laws. They have everything anti-Second Amendment folks claim they want everywhere else. They got universal background checks, red flag laws, a duty to retreat law, a ban on so-called ghost guns. Pretty much the works. And how did that all work out in Denver this past weekend? Not so good. And here's the kicker, though. You'd probably do this in every major city, in every anti-gun state in this country, every single one of them. Why? Like Guy says, criminals don't obey the law. Duh. If you think they do, you're a moron. Gun control does nothing but keep good old law-abiding regular folk like you and me without a gun. So-called gun violence is not because regular people just want to live in peace in their life. That has never been the case. But when those regular folks come to understand that some people don't want to leave them be, they want a gun to protect themselves. And that's where these states have a problem, a big problem. And yet, the most likely response to these incidents in Denver over the weekend, what we saw in Denver, will likely result in, you guessed it, more gun control. Every single time. Criminals don't follow laws. The sooner you own up to that and accept it into your wrinkled, pickled little brain, the sooner we will take care of this problem. But it ain't going to happen in Colorado. That's for damn sure. You know what a Wells catfish is? Frankly, I'd never heard of it before. But apparently, a Wells catfish is a big catfish. This is insane. It's from Poland, but nevertheless. I remember back in, God, it must be 30 or more years ago, maybe even 40 years ago. One of the last meals my mom made me was catfish. It was delicious. Oh my God, it was so good. My mom was a brilliant cook anyway, still is, as far as I know. A Wells catfish caught in Poland set a new world record. You know how long it was? Length? 9 feet. 9-foot-long catfish. When it comes to the biggest freshwater fish species on the planet, the Wells cat, it's W-E-L-S. I'm assuming that's pronounced Wells. The Wells catfish, one of the absolute largest. And the current International Game Fish Association's weight world record for a Wells catfish, I hope you're sitting down, 297 pounds. Almost 300 pounds. 9 ounces. It was caught in 2010 on the River Po in Italy. Now, it is not known how much a 9-foot catfish recently caught in Poland weighs, not yet, but it holds the world length record for this catfish. The previous record, 285 centimeters. The newly caught fish, 292 centimeters, which puts it at about 9.6 feet long. Insane. Do we have? We do. Let's cue that up. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Hold on. What is this? Instagram. Okay. Let's pop over there. Hold on. There we go. Let's put me in there. All right. I don't know what that means. It's apparently in Polish, but take a look at this.
Grają się zbyt często, co?
Mistrzostwo świata nam się wydarzyło! 292!
Look at that thing. 9.6 feet. Okay, Wells Catfish, you win. It was caught in Poland. That is nuts. 9.6 feet. She's back. She's back, my friends. We are so pleased. You remember the We Do Not Care Club? Yeah, she took a little bit of a hiatus. But Melanie is here, your latest edition of the We Do Not Care Club. And all their announcements, this one is great. So if you've never heard of Melanie and the We Do Not Care Club, you're about to be introduced to her. Here is her latest episode. We love this lady.
Hello to all new and existing members of the We Do Not Care Club. I started this club for all women in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. We are putting the world on notice that we simply just do not care much anymore. Let's go ahead and get started with today's announcements. We do not care if we need to look at something on our phone. We will stop in the middle of the aisle to look, go around us. We are focusing. We do not care if we started the dryer 3 times for the same load of laundry. We are not ready to fold those clothes yet. We do not care if we said we were cooking dinner today. That was this morning's energy. This afternoon's energy is different.
Oh, I hear that.
We do not care if you eat cereal for dinner. If it's good enough for breakfast, then it's good enough for dinner. We do not care if we did not go anywhere yesterday. We're not going anywhere today either. We do not care if we locked the car door on the fob 5 times. We can't remember if we did it the first 4 times. We're doing it again. We do not care about the leaves on the patio. The leaves are outside. We are inside. We do not care if we told you on Monday that we were going to deep clean this entire weekend. It's Sunday, and all we've done is look at the vacuum. We were a different person on Monday. This concludes our announcements. All new and existing members, go ahead and put what we do not care about today in the comments so I can add those to the list. Thank you.
We love this lady. We just absolutely love her to death. Oh, my. Thank you, Melanie, and the We Do Not Care Club. I love it. All right, we're done. We're cooked. Stick a fork in me. I'm out of here. Thank you. Be sure and follow the show. Join our locals channel, subscription-based, cheap as hell, $5 a month, and you're really doing all you can to support this show. And from the bottom of my heart, I really, truly thank you for that. Appreciate it. I know we're a little lagged tonight, but we're working on it. Trust me. It'll get better and better as the days go by. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, in spite of the clocks changing. We'll see you then.